Well, I'm doing these utterly bizarre. Oh, got a juke. Utterly bizarre practices that. Let's see here. It's actually good. I haven't practiced this in a while. It's probably good to remind myself of all the different buttons I can push. The bizarre audience. This sort of like Babes in Toyland thing going on here. With a horrific tackle dummy chasing me. It's nice that the music just keeps playing through this mode. Let's go ahead and do it on medium. And then, you know what? Actually, let's quit. It is now time for the 2020 off season to begin. Well, just about. Let's take a look at something. Before the season ends, it's a good time for me to take a look at whose contracts are expiring. And I was looking at this because, so let's see here. I think it's so 9 players with contracts expiring. And the thing is that some of these guys are in the prime of their, not that guy. So like George Mills, he's my 3rd safety, but he's a really solid 3rd safety, and he's made some good tackles on special teams. But he's not threatening the depth chart. Alright, I mean, they're pretty close in age. This guy's way better. The awareness is pretty important at safety. I would love for this guy to get a really high safety. The thing is that this guy also has really good speed. And I like Marcus Johnson. Now, he isn't quite Peter Mija. I forget how to pronounce his name. This guy used to play for the Cowboys, and now he plays for the Falcons. His speed's come down. It used to be 99. I think it used to be 99. I might be a little nostalgic and don't actually quite remember it. Anyway. Anyway, I had him. I wish it said what year he was drafted in. I guess we're supposed to infer it from his years pro. But they got him as a free agent because when I left the Cowboys and went to the Falcons, I didn't know that I had to reassign the Cowboys to be CPU controlled. So I failed to sign their free agents that, you know, had expiring contracts. And so Peter left, and I was like, hey, the Falcons. I was like really happy to get him, but I didn't realize at the time that I'd kind of sabotaged the Cowboys. That was not my intention. Made the Cowboys team a little more interesting. They still went on and won the Super Bowl either that year or the next one. And that was with the computer controlling them. So that's dope. I like it when the computer can do it for me. I feel like that can be part of this game. You know, build a roster to your style of play, but you can also build a roster to that rewards the computer's simulated style of play, which has a lot in common. Having elite secondary members and stuff like that. Okay, so team management, expiring contracts. The thing is that a lot of my offensive line that are the second linemen are expiring. Okay, so Drayton is a good right tackle. He actually could compete to start. Though I want this guy to win most of the time, but I like having Drayton on my team. It's fun having him blow people over, and he'll be good for a long time. I think hopefully he doesn't plateau on his development being a backup, but I try to get him a lot of snaps, come in as a tight end and get some pancake blocks on a cornerback, that kind of thing. So here's one I wanted to sign. I see him on the field, and I always see some good stuff with that. And also, these guys are cheap, these backup offensive linemen. And this means I don't have to draft at this position. And these guys are great backup offensive linemen. At 25, he'll be 26 next year. So the season's already over. This first year is this year. So that would count against this year's salary cap. However, it's hard to abuse that, right, with the signing bonus or something. because it still like prorates the signing bonus for all the years. How can I like 52 million. So I was just thinking a 3-year. Yeah, with the dudes that are backup. And so the thing is that I intend to do several of these guys. Left tackle was solid on the contracts and with the players. In fact, maybe too solid, because I have to make sure this guy doesn't become like a disappointment because he's a first-round pick. I'm not sure what to do with that. I might trade him because Ryan Stafford will be 32 next year, but left tackles can play to their 37, 40, that kind of thing, especially in this game. So this guy's a really good offensive lineman, and he's only 27. I don't want him just to walk. He's already an 86 overall. That's, you know, it's not easy just to fish for, and I don't want to try to like find a guard like that in the 4th round. So he's another dude I was going to sign. And again, my salary cap at this point is so big. I keep saying I'm going to bring it down. I have 88 million in cap room. So I was thinking maybe I could lob that. I mean, I could cut off like 90 million. I'll have to cut someone, restructure a contract, something like that to make it work. This would put more talent on the free agent market, but I'm having fun with this farming the draft strategy right now. And there's still, even with that, there's been good players on the free agent market from time to time. At the very least, there'll be players that refuse to re-sign with a bad franchise. Those guys come up. So here's another one where this guy's 30 years old. He's not going to be the starter, replacing this guy who's 25 and better. But he's already in a good center. I mean, 80 overall isn't that hard to replace, but if you draft a guy, he's probably going to be like 78. He'll probably stay there forever. And these salaries, again, are just so low. Taking it for granted. There should be a salary floor in this game. Okay. I think this guy could be good if he was developed. Maybe not. I mean, those run block and pass block scores aren't that high. Strength is there, though, but I'll let him go. Obviously, I like this guy, and I like Clemens. All right, I already re-signed Trayton. All right, so we re-signed, what, 3 offensive linemen? And they're not even starters, but they weren't asking for big starter money. That was cool. Okay. I rather like Brian White, but he's 31. He could be starting his like speed decline really soon. But he does have that return specialist, which I think is pretty desirable. I like Ballard. Okay, I don't want to have to draft a quarterback. They're kind of like a dime a dozen. I mean, the good ones are. I say that, and at the same time, I'm like, I want to re-sign this guy. I want to re-sign this guy because he's got an 84 overall rating, even though he doesn't meet my speed threshold. He's made some good tackles on special teams, and he's young. And then this makes it not a need because even though free safety, I have a starter I like. It's good to not have to draft backups. You don't want to draft people to be backups, I guess. I guess you already have your backups. Speaking as backups, this guy's a perfectly cromulent backup quarterback. And yeah, so at left end, I have Kevin Burnett, who is still elite, even as his 85 speed comes down. That 85 is so crazy high for a guy at his position that as his speed comes down, he'll still have elite speed. Okay, Montgomery. That means Montgomery is a backup mostly, and I don't really anticipate him. Like when Kevin Burnett retires, I'm going to have to draft his replacement. In the meantime, it's nice to have a guy like Montgomery here as a, your number 2 dude. But I need a playmaker, right? Montgomery is a solid defensive end. But when I replace Burnett, it's going to be with like a first-round pick. All right, it's crazy. Now I still have like 3 guys with contracts expiring. My roster is overfull. Do I really need 7 cornerbacks? What was I doing? I was stashing someone that's probably pretty bad, but S. Shields. Well, he'll be the first guy I cut. I'll probably end up having to cut a lot of people just to explore who my draft picks are. Now they won't let you trade. There's no trades right now, so you can't like trade someone. Oh yeah, there's no trades after a deadline. Alright, yeah, I am not playing the Pro Bowl. Hopefully there's no season-ending injuries. Yes. Alright, let me make sure I have staff. Alright, I want to find out how many draft picks I have. I think I have a lot, but okay, that's just last year's news. Alright, retired players. Vince Young. I thought he retired last year for some reason. Vernon Davis. That guy was a dude I was trying to think of who probably at one point had 95 speed. Such an explosive tight end. Will Smith finally retired. Pretty soon, we're going to run out of real humans retiring. Bobby Carpenter played until he was 37. Man, so did Pitzer retired. He was a great linebacker for me. I traded him as his speed faded, as I so often do. He went to the Pro Bowl and he retired. Okay. My fullback retired. Alright, why am I scrolling? Roster. Sorry, not re-signing you, man. I have like no space on my roster right now. Antonio Olsen's a holdout. His speed has dropped. Not by much. I'll give you a lot of money, dude. Really? That's not a lot of money that he's asking for. That was easy. Man, look at that big list of people next year. Oh, well, I'll end up re-signing these guys in the middle of the season. I'll probably release Dylan this year. Where did I get this guy? Not sure why I would have signed this guy. He's a pretty unremarkable middle linebacker. Alright, free agency. I have no intention of signing anyone in free agency, but let's take a look what's out there. Dude is 41 and he's in free agency. It's pretty rare to see people in this video game play in their 40s. It's pretty funny. Okay, well, I'm not doing anything in free agency. Let's just skip it all. Let's take a look at who signs what, though. Falcons got a running back, but he's not. I mean, he's got a high overall rating, but and he's probably great. I mean, when the computer plays as him, but I struggle with running backs that don't have good speed. So 97 break tackle. That's going to be fun to tackle. So I kind of wish it mentioned the names. Okay, so let's go to the draft. Okay, so I want to do the scouting this time, and we'll record it. Okay, so I don't care about the college all-star or the rookie workouts. But here, let's go back. Let's go right here. Let's go file save. Let's go save a backup in case everything's foobar. Let's not oversave the most other recent backup. All right, and so go back to the main menu. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I want to do. So now what I want to do, well, I didn't mean to show you what I was looking at on YouTube. Documents, Madden apps. I think I want Madden amp. Or just, yeah, I guess this is Madden. Okay, it is Madden amp. So this one has a pretty cool scouting interface for scouting your draft board, and gives you more authentic interactions in terms of like looking at a spreadsheet and making your evaluations. I think all of us who want to play this game and have a good draft probably know that the draft is done with a lot of spreadsheets. You know, that actually goes back to the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys were the first team to use a computer to calculate values for their draft board. And a lot of what they were doing was like basic ratios of weight times speed, and making a spreadsheet. So they were the first franchise to bring a computer in as a not just a business tool, but also as a tool for assessing their athletes, and specifically in the draft. Okay, so where are we? Franchise. Enter draft. So what we'll do is we'll just do all the scouting right here. We won't actually do a draft. Alright, so I don't know what auto repair means, but I already, you know what, I think it crashes every time I hit yes, but let's just do it. Alright, I said, what did it just say? Enter draft. Cowboys. Start. Okay, I'm going to try yes. Don't know what that warning there is about. I bet this is going to crash. I don't know what it actually does right here. Wow, it didn't crash. On the other hand, if I don't save, then none of that matters, because I'm trying to evaluate the draft class I'm about to select in Madden. So doom to you. Enter draft. Cowboys. Alright, it's going to give me a warning, but this time I must go to exit and close. Wait. Alright, I'm going to try something. I'll go open. I'll do that again. I'm going to let it edit my draft class. I'll go ahead and save it. No, I'm not going to do that. All that's just... Okay. I'm just going to run it without... This thing is supposed to just be a window of perception. I don't know what it's trying to tell me about this draft class may adversely affect your franchise. Like maybe this thing is too full of home runs and strikeouts. All right, so what we're going to do is start draft. When it asks me, I'll say no. Yes. Okay. So, I think on my roster, my biggest concern is the age of my wide receivers. Antonio Olsen held out. I gave him a new contract, but his speed did drop from 99 to 97. That's still a really high speed, but he's obviously, begun his decline. And then Lane is also the same age, and so is Dylan. And Dylan was, he was pretty close to the last guy in that position group right now. So I definitely want my next set of, maybe not set, I want a star receiver. And then I want I don't know what I want after that. I want a really nice wide receiver though. Shoot, what is going on? I was wondering about trading up. So what is up with running? These guys don't have good running. Alright, so my roster has a lot of depth in it, so okay, so what's going on is I have been given 500 hours right here. It says 500 at the top, and I can assign those hours to scouts. So each scout can spend, my scouting department will spend 1 hour researching Zach Thompson. And you can assign up to 5. And then that pulls it away from the pool up here. So I've now used 5 out of the 500 hours available. And what will happen is I get this period to sort of focus on position groups and maybe where they are on the draft board. And then you'll have the combine and you'll get all these numbers filled in. And then you'll have another set of, you'll have one more opportunity to assign scouting hours. And then what those scouting hours tell you ultimately is what these first and second skills are. Yeah, they'll tell you about the first and second skills. And the more hours you spend on them, the more first and second skills come into view. First and second skills are a little more apparent if you just look at a position. So it's like it'll tell you about his hands or his running, which I assume is somewhere between agility and speed. Pass block, run block. It's valuable. So the more hours scouted, though, the more accurate these are. I mean, I think that from what I understand, this is basically the equivalent of buying a magazine at the airport, which is actually useful just if only as an index of players. And then, yeah, you put your scouting department. Okay, so I think it's a pretty cool tool. I think it's a little more perceptive. It's certainly more perceptive than doing the exercises with the players in the Madden game. Okay. All right, so let's start off by setting to 1 all positions with any whatever. So this should take out, so there's 257 players in this draft. I guess sounds about realistic. So this will give me some rough insight into all the players. I actually don't usually do that. I usually focus more on groups, but my roster, it'll be hard pressed to find players to fit into it. I was wondering about going back into Madden and trying to trade up before the draft. But I wanted to try to get some idea of what kind of players, like, is there a wide receiver at the top of the draft? Stuff like that. So we did that. Set to 1, all positions. So for wide receivers, we'll assign more hours. We'll go ahead and look at left ends and right ends. I was thinking about Kevin Burnett. So technically we need a fullback. Technically we need a halfback too. We need a kick returner. I wish there was a way to be like, who's a kick returner? Who's the special teams ace? All right, so we'll go ahead and start looking kind of at that. Oops, I meant tight end. Oh, I guess I got it right. Pretty stacked, I feel like, these positions right now, or I got a very good starter and a credible backup. I think at right linebacker I had more age. If it rates their hands, that's funny. Alright, so I gotta take one of these guys and subtract an hour. So now I've used up my 500 of 500. Advanced to the next scouting stage. All right, get some 40 times. Look at that 40 time. And if you have a higher Wonderlic, your player has a higher, they seem to accelerate into their NFL career faster. Doctor says he's an injury risk. I wish I had a clearer understanding of what the shuttle means here. Like, between agility and speed, between speed and acceleration. Anyway, these two guys, I like them both. I wish there was a clear... Oh, so this is my depth chart down here. Charlie Gregg is only a 79 overall. I thought he was better than that. And I'm starting Alexander. Okay. But, you know, he's 29 and he's only an 89 overall. He's still the best chance I have to get, you know, some guy in the high 90s. But these guys look pretty cool. So I'm definitely going to set them to more hours. So all right, what is going on? All right, so we already did the 500 hours. So you can see here, I've already spent 1 hour. I've already spent 5 hours. Now this is my chance to redo it. So I'm going to set to 0 all. Get rid of all these positions where I just, well, we'll do that, yes. And then we'll set to anyone with like at least a third and fourth round grade. Oh, we do that. Okay. So we're focused on like players that we already think are very talented. Okay, and all right. I like my defensive tackles, but you never know. Some random one might start falling to you. This guy's a right end. Yeah, I mean that's a great weight for a right end, a run stuffing right end, right? I wonder what, I mean, is vertical a literal measurement of jump? Because in the real NFL, vertical for a defensive end correlates to power. Your power, like literally the strength of muscles in your butt, back, and I guess thighs, the ability to move someone heavy in front of you is also the ability to move your own heavy body. So jumping the vertical, like a defensive end who weighs 300 pounds, or 285 pounds, who can do like a 40-inch vertical, has amazing power. And now if he goes out there and does like 25 bench reps and maybe a long jump that's of note, like that is a uncanny amount of power. Long jump, bench press, vertical jump. Those three together explain like a man's ability to push another man around. But it doesn't necessarily translate to the video game. I think the vertical is literally for like cornerbacks and wide receivers to measure their jump for the purpose of like the jump value attribute that they have. All right, so I have 13 hours still to give. So the initial projection, though, might track closer to what the Madden game board has and where people take. That guy seems to have a slow 40 for what I like. He has an amazing vertical, right? It's not exactly the kind of wide receiver I like, though. I like explosive speed. I mean, the best speed. I mean, the best. Oh, I mean, got an F for his hands and a C plus for his speed, for his running. I guess that's routes. Okay, so I think that probably has more to do with agility. Maybe agility and speed. I don't know. If you're a great route runner, I mean, I might be thinking about the real NFL too much, because it's like, well, I'm thinking like, well, great route runners at the college level, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that this video game's thinking about that. So how high? I mean, this guy has great strength for his size, and his vertical's great. So he has the kind of traits where he could be a go and get it receiver, like a guy that pushes other people around and gets the ball. I was thinking of lowering the speeds of players. Where does R grade? Sort by that. Okay, I rather like these guys, both of them. Where's that bench? 15's not wondrous, but he is a little bit faster, right? Again, to me, it's unclear what the shuttle and cone represent in this video game. What if I looked in Google? Or DuckDuckGo? You know what? I don't think this is worth wasting video time on. But I was surprised it actually I think what I expected was some forums to come up. Not H, what the fuck? Homebrew? I don't know what website that sent me to. I guess we can start by asking this question. Shuttle, you think represents acceleration? In cone is agility? Okay. Okay, I can see that translation. So shuttle, agility, cone, acceleration. So this guy's got more agility and acceleration, but he still doesn't have the same top end speed. I mean, this guy, they say his running is an F, but look at that, those speed, running, acceleration numbers. His hands, kind of mediocre. Okay, so I have some options, but these guys aren't top 10 wide receivers. So I guess I shall not trade up. I have an extremely luxurious draft ahead of me, in a sense. Halfback, fullback. All right, what's going on? Okay, I got a lot of like I noticed I had a pretty bad middle linebacker. I'm gonna have to cut some players. I think I kind of need to go in the draft, and I'll just have to take best player available. Because it's not like the wide receivers were top of the draft, top 10 guys. They're not. There's no lockdown like guy I want to trade up for. Although let's see what we can trade right now, because I know that I cannot make use of Crockett. The 11th pick overall. I'll take that. But what if I took this? Well, hey, now that I know that, let me take a look at what's just outside the top 10. I don't think I realized. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Kyle Bell. Did I really only spend... Oh, I haven't yet assigned my hours. I'm going to give this guy 5. I don't have an emergency need at middle linebacker, but I'm going to be picking right in that neighborhood. The only thing I really know for sure is I'm not going to take a quarterback. I even re-signed my backup so I wouldn't take a quarterback. One of these starts with the letter Q. Come on, man. Why can't I see it? Oh, it's up here. Alright, so that got me some hours back. Alright, back to the 11. All right, it's a lot harder drafting than the 31st. I mean 32nd overall. Guess I kind of. I mean, I'm wondering. I guess maybe who could ultimately replace Smith, but Smith's not that old. Right linebacker, right outside linebacker was I'm more interested in. Yes, these guys are like in the area around the 32nd pick overall. Should I go out of my way to select 0 for this dude? I like his speed. Weight doesn't actually matter in this game, so it's deceptive to look at that. It's interesting, these linebackers have some elite shuttle times, right? I guess I don't know if that's elite or not. Okay, so where to spend the last of my 15 hours looking at halfbacks. All right, so let's do this. Advance to the next scouting stage. Wait, I seriously have more hours to scout on these guys? It just keeps going. Okay. So what happens is there anything more I can learn about this guy? Power in hands. 40 time. That dude's a blazer. That guy I want to draft. He has good strength. Awesome vertical. Again, I think the vertical doesn't really translate to what it, you know. Alright, so if shuttle is... Was it Cone's agility, shuttle's acceleration? His acceleration's fine, whatever. Okay, so... oh wait, the next button says advance to draft. So there's no more hours to give. Okay, I get it. So we are done here. This is my draft. This is my continue. Thank you. This is my draft board. These are all the guys they thought would be in the top 10 initially. It says Charlie Pedersen is number whatever. Let's see, does this I mean, what? It says there's like 4 dudes in the top 10 initially. Is this what it's actually over here in Madden? Let's go to rookie workouts. So basically, I don't see that same top 10. Is it just me? They got this McGee. Ike McGee. Alright, is Ike McGee even on this list? What is going on? It said it was a right end. Oh, there he is. Top 10 initial current projection R grade. Okay. So it did have him too as an initial top 10. I guess it's more ambiguous. Because here it says top 5. I don't think it says top 5 over there. Oh, this one is a top 5. Eric Irwin. Huh. W. Russell. So, I mean, this just says we like W. Russell. Over here it says he's a top 10 pick, but over there it says he's like not a top 10 pick, basically. It's not saying he's not. But I don't even. All right, let's go to the. But.
Denver is now on the clock.
All right, and I have a lot of draft picks, right? So here's what I'm thinking.
Now on the clock, the Houston Texans.
Okay, Rashawn Danielson. We are not as high on them. I don't know that I should trust this board though. Like, what if that board and all the scouting in it doesn't reflect my own priorities?
Houston is now on the clock.
Wish you told me what Houston's needs are. Texans, position, draft picks. They're like almost there. Oh, what? Man, I was just talking about how my team is so elite. I need to back that up, right? Let me see if I can replace the value of that. Doesn't seem like it. All right, I'll give you it. I want the second pick of the draft so that I can take a wide receiver that is probably not nearly that good.
Dallas is now
I'm drunk on power. Ha 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 ha. Okay, wait a minute. R. Danielson, A. Irwin, or Styles. These are all legit. A. Irwin, Styles. I'm sorry, what? R. Danielson. Let's look at you, man. My scouts would be mad at me if I drafted that dude. They love this guy. At right end. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say Sparks is getting any younger, but he's kind of in the prime of his career. And an icon. I was more worried about Kevin Burnett. Let me look at left ends real quick.
Dallas Cowboys.
The letter E. Alright. D. Anderson. Kind of weirdly slow for a left end. Literally the only left end until you get to the fourth round, they're saying. Man, this Alec Irwin guy Does look like a monster. He's kind of slow. He's obviously very, very strong with acceleration. Sorry, I'm like frozen here. Frozen in contemplation. I'm sorry. This must be so dull. Okay. Commitment. Commitment. Alright, Daniel Anderson. What did my scouts tell me about you? Honestly, even with Arik Irwin not being a left end, I'm inclined to take him. My scouts just seem to love him. They love this guy named Styles. And Styles is also a right end. Why do they like Styles? What is the first skill of a defensive end? Alright, I'm just going to go Arik Irwin. I'm going to put him at left end. That is my plan.
Now on the clock, the Pittsburgh
Steelers. I'm sorry, I'm looking to the left. Like, I'm very suspicious. Should I accept this trade? Hell yeah, my team's just so elite. Let's just stack it up, baby. Stack it up. Oh my god. Why not? I'm just going to punk the NFL this year.
Cowboys.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing. After spending so much time and thought, I just got like fucking 5 first-round picks because I am taking advantage of this stuff that I don't normally take advantage of. So I don't need to be taking this guy 10th overall or whatever, do I? Thing is, I already got like I feel super stacked at cornerback. I actually need a running back in the 3rd slot. And right outside linebacker was a position I highlighted. My team doesn't really like that outside linebacker. This guy really, I mean, wait. I wish. 262 pounds and a 4.2, 340. I'll draft that guy. That's my fantasy running back. Here. This guy. They didn't boo and they didn't clap. Hell yeah. I'm just riding with Satan now, buddy. I mean, this is crazy, the draft pick. The drafts, the options that they give me. The options that they give me are so ridiculous in terms of draft day trades. Yikes. My scouts did not like this draft class of wide receivers, did they? Alright, what I like about this guy is the more bench presses, the harder you are to reroute. So let's take a look at R. Wiggins and M. O'Neal. M. O'Neal, our grade, second rounder. Good enough hands. Acceleration, agility. The shuttle time's not... I mean, the 40 time doesn't suggest to me that he's like secretly got 95 speed or something. But I can see him being... he might be viable. He might actually have a speed in the 90s. So I was looking at L. Neal, and I also want to look at R. Wiggins. My team did not move him up the draft board. All right, let's go with I wonder what the F is. Maybe really terrible like awareness in his routes or something. Let's go with this guy. Marquise O'Neal. So normally I don't trade up on draft day. I don't normally accept people's solicitations for trades. He's from Texas A&M, and he is 6'4". They hated it, guys. He went to A&M. All right, at least I don't have to deal. The main one thing is that I don't have to deal with a lot of like, will he or won't he sign? I mean, like, who do I have to cut? Stuff like that. By trading up, I don't have to cut as many people. I get to be lazy. 7 years right out of the bat. Is that what he wants? He wants 7 years right out of the bat. I bet he sucks. The salary cap, I mean, that's not a big signing bonus to me. So we'll eat it. Oh my god, he's amazing. He's actually uncommonly good. Especially a rookie. I mean, I guess that's what you get when you trade up, huh? Now, this guy's a cornerstone for a franchise. Just to start off with an 88 overall. This guy, his rookie year, is going to be like a key piece of your defense. Man. Alright, beast mode. And I did that trade up before, I mean, independent. I actually went to the Houston Texans and was like, hey, I'll give you the 11th pick and a bunch of third rounders. Glad I did. Man, that guy's even better than I thought. Now, kind of a logjam at right end, but I actually expect this guy to play left end more. Oh, I need a fullback. I wonder how I'm going to fit everybody. Man, this guy's really good too. It's crazy. Now, his acceleration is pretty bad actually, and his speed just is inside my threshold. But he does have great agility, so that's your ability to change direction or do moves without slowing down. And he has great catching and good awareness as a rookie. Comes in very solid player. Alright, Cowboys get richer. The board just stay the same. This guy has the most weight to speed on that 40 time. Let's see if he lives up to it. I'm being so lazy with my salary cap. He's an 80 overall to start. Oh my god! This guy's going to be a dominating player in the NFL. What's his catching? Can he catch? Oh, this guy could be an amazing third down back, for example. I mean, the thing is that his weight is not going to translate into broken tackles unless his break tackle is high. This guy's astounding, man. I mean, I think that it was that other draft board that said he was good. It wasn't like the Madden one suggesting I take him. I think I was actually surprised by that. He was the 15th pick overall. Thing is that I think Madden, the game, was saying he was a second round pick, while this draft board was saying that he deserved to be in the first. .99 speed. Yeah, I love it. I hope he looks like a wrecking ball. All right, so my roster. I have I drafted 3 wide receivers. Was I completely inattentive? Alright, I like this guy on my pump block too much to just cut him. This guy, I don't even know where this guy came from. I think I drafted this guy to be my 3rd defensive tackle, to which role he is sort of adequate. This guy. Pretty sure I assigned him as an experimental kick blocker kind of guy, depth on special teams. Man, he actually is rated better than this guy in a couple ways, with better awareness. Alright, Dylan, I've loved you for a while, but I'm going to trade you for like a bag of chips while I can. Let's see here. The Raiders make bad decisions with draft picks. I can't trade for draft picks right now. No. Okay, I've loved Dylan for a long time, but he's definitely at the end of his career here, because he had declined to 77 at this point. I don't... Who's this guy? I'm kind of doing pretty good at free safety in many ways. Okay, this is another guy I just kind of got to be like a special teams tackler, but he never... I ultimately had to go more with my starting quality players. What is going on? Oh, I need to sign my dudes. Okay. So I didn't realize I'd gotten 3 wide receivers in the draft. I just started drafting for speed. Alright, well, pretty realistic that this guy won't stick around. Let's see. Dude, what? He's an 80 overall right off the bat with adequate speed and acceleration. No, this is jackpot. My wide receiver class. I can't believe I got that guy in the 4th round. No, wait. That's the top of the 2nd round. That's the 9th pick of the 2nd round. Okay, I can believe I got that guy. Alright, this guy. Very much doubt this guy has such good prospects. Let's give him some money up front. He went to Texas A&M. Here you go, boy. I'll give you to you up front too as a salary bonus. Ha! Okay. He actually has adequate speed and acceleration. He has bad catching. He has catching like a defensive back. His agility is pretty mediocre, as his awareness. At the 70 overall, his prospects are low for ever improving to a threshold that meets my needs. And I bet I have like 1 billion wide receivers on my roster right now. Somehow I actually still have 2 spots open. Alright, let's go to free agency. All my guys are signed. Yes. Alright, technically we need a fullback. Kidding me, right? I mean, it's just like an abysmal overall market. Sure. This guy doesn't meet my speed threshold. Otherwise, he's kind of an intriguing guy to be on the market. Okay, so let's advance. Did my dude sign? All right. So we are done with that part of roster construction. Alright, so I have a ridiculous amount of edge players, wide receivers, cornerbacks. Honestly, it makes a lot of sense on the cornerbacks because I use them all over my special teams, right? To block kicks, I need the fastest dudes I can get, and a lot of times those are cornerbacks. So there's always going to be 2 or 3 cornerback positions that are just slotted for special teams. Wide receiver, I got 1 extra wide receiver that I can probably cut right away. I tried to give this guy his cash up front. So lane speed dropped from 92 to 90. So this is probably his last year of great viability. He's definitely going to be surpassed by this dude this year. I'm going to start this guy. opposite Olsen, that is, who has come down to 95. He used to be always 99 overall. And then here's Mo Clemens. So what was great about Olsen is he was not only my bust the defense guy, he was also my best playmaker. That's not always the same guy. Like Lane was for a while. Well, Lane was overshadowed by Olsen because of Olsen's game-breaking speed. Clemens down here has that same kind of game-breaking speed, but he doesn't have the hands. Man, his Lane's hands kind of come down a little bit. I think they have. This guy. It's like, I'm just happy to be here, guys. Wonder will let me change him into. So he's a 70 overall as a wide receiver. And he's a 69 with the worst tackle I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, this guy cannot play defense. I wonder what he can do. I'll put you back to wide receiver. I'm just going to cut him right now. I gave him some money. Hopefully that's enough. So, I wonder if that guy I let go is still available, the kick returner. 'Cause I would like a designated kick returner. He's good. No, it looks like he was signed, man. Wait, nope, there he is. I'm gonna put him on my roster. Can't I sign him? Oh. Alright, so I have to use this interface. He's pretty far down this list, isn't he? Does that mean he's a fumbler? That's a terrible designation. Oh, what? Is he no longer available? Did he retire? No! I wanted to sign him, and I thought I could do that after I rolled into this. But, I mean, that guy had abysmal speed. I don't know what I was thinking, actually. Because, man, do I have some running backs now. All right, so I'm going to skip training camp. It actually breaks every time I try to use it right now. I probably have done something at this point that messed it all up. What's going on? Can I edit this guy? No. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and edit that guy anyway. So we're going to go ahead and style. We'll go here. Save. Done. Alright, I've wanted Pate to be a fullback. I'll give you money. I'll give you anything, Pate. I'll even take away that loser status of a disappointment. Because you're a starting fullback in the scheme that I run. I'll take away the curse of first round pick and give thou fan favorite. Actually, I have no idea what that is. How about I give you nothing? It takes a big burden off the guy. And does that make him a fullback? He was an 85 overall as a tight end. Alright, so we'll go to the fullbacks. He's still an 85 overall over here. Eric Carter, kind of unremarkable fullback. I don't have a roster spot, right? Oh, I do, but hey, I don't have a tight end right now, so you're now my tight end. And then that way I fulfill my roster. But honestly, I think that means potentially that I have a bad backup tight end. I do use my second tight end a lot. So Pate, well, what we'll do is we'll let training camp, all that stuff happen. We'll go into preseason. Let's see here, and what I'm curious about are things like position battles. Well, there's a lot of them. That's pretty neat. Wow, the left tackle's also going at it to start over here. Actually, I need to look at Greg. I think I might have overestimated his abilities. Wow, competition all over cornerbacks. Yeah, a lot of guys are closer to being 90 overall. That's awesome. Position battles. Lots of them at wide receiver, right tackle. Okay. Wanted to look at some linebacker stuff. Right linebacker, I think is okay. Porter, what are you doing? Alright, what's up with this dude? Honestly, you need better tackling, Greg, but you're definitely a player of the future. I don't know, maybe... Let me see. I mean, he's on a Super Bowl. I think he's a good player. I guess I was hoping at 25, maybe he should be closing in on elite. I don't have to deal with the contract stuff right now. But okay, I was worried about that position group, and it's actually pretty good. This position group, holy cow, man. And I was like looking at middle linebackers, but okay, so Smith though is 31. He won't maintain this high level of play forever, but now Logan has exploded. All right, we were just looking at that. This guy's just my pet project, but maybe the pet project isn't gonna last. Alright, so Sparks, Irwin is not challenging Sparks. He's not challenging Burnett. But, I'm definitely going to be getting him on the field. I was wondering I was also worried that Burnett was going to retire at any moment. And you can see Burnett's speed has gone from 87 to 85 in just the last offseason. Alright, we got some wonderful position battles to figure out. How are they doing? Let's check our emails. I think these things are always fun in the position battle part of the season. Didn't we? Oh, I didn't simulate that. Okay. This guy's the starting cornerback. He's actually been starting for several years. He would not send that email. Oh, what? Okay. I was just saying I at least have a mediocre third middle linebacker. Man, I actually meet the requirement threshold. But alright, let me look at free agent fullbacks, middle linebackers. They're all terrible. This guy. That's weird speed for his position. Yeah. Alright, I got space on my roster. This guy could be just a really good special teams player at the very least. That is uncommonly good acceleration and speed. Alright, so let's just go ahead and simulate this week. Simulate the game, come on. Guys. Dude, is this because I'm simulating games and getting more injuries? Dude, my franchise prints money. But seriously, I don't normally have these many injuries. Alright, let's just wrap it up. Player progression first. Oh, my defensive tackle started to decline. Even my young defensive tackle declined? Okay. Among other things. Okay, I need a tight end. I can't have that guy actually be my last tight end. The run blocking is atrocious. His speed is pretty good for that position. Alright, where is run block? There it is. Alright, this guy, he looked like a third tight end. Years? I don't think so. Alright, so let's go advance. Let's have it set the roster. So they did a bunch of position battles, stuff like that. I'll tolerate some of them. Man, I'm glad Eli Pate felt like he finally won a starting position or some bullshit. Yeah, okay, that's what I want. Oh, I still have Ballard. Why did I think I didn't have Ballard? Or did I just sign Ballard? Did I literally go out and just sign James Ballard and not realize I signed a guy I already had? Sorry. This guy's career with me was pretty short. This is hard. That's definitely not what I want. This guy's speed just looks fun. Man, I thought El Siegel might actually become the number 2 cornerback. Yeah, my cornerbacks are becoming elite though. Soon I'll have 3 guys in the 90s, and Simpson's not far behind. El Norris is pretty much peaked though. And then I still have other cornerbacks that are just basically there for punt blocks. So they don't even really like. I'm looking at kick returner. Didn't I sign that dude White? Alright, this guy's got great speed though. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I guess I didn't re-sign that white. That guy. Yeah, because I want to see my third running back. This guy, Penn. He was a first-round pick. Man, raise your hands if you want to see a 250-pound dude returning kicks. 260-pound dude returning kicks. What was acceleration? 89. It's still pretty good. Wow, they don't like him as a kick returner. I guess no, kick return. That's your ability to catch it. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. This was a pretty bang up off season. Went ahead and exploited the draft day trades to have a ridiculously stacked draft. Let's take a look at our comparisons. I still haven't reaped the benefits yet. You know, I want my defense to be rated above 95. Let's take a look and see where some other teams are in their rankings. So the Falcons keep their talent level overall very, very high. Buccaneers were a major thorn in my side while I was over there. Let's take a look at what they're looking like. They're definitely on the decline. That defense has come down several notches. The Jaguars have been pretty good. Their offense is still really highly ranked. Wow. And then let's look up some of my rivals. The New York Giants are looking pretty competitive. The New York Giants scheme is not... New York Giants scheme is actually kind of challenging for me. Offense of the Saints is still really strong. I thought it would have declined by now. Alright, the Rams were a tough playoff matchup last year. Their defense has come up, but Miami, who I fought in the Super Bowl, played in the Super Bowl, man, they look pretty strong. Alright, so let's go ahead and save and wrap up. That was a great offseason to lead into the 2020 season. Delete that. Alright, later.